Hey everybody, welcome to Shooting the Shit with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, and I'm getting tired of doing this. This is the third try for this tonight. So let's get this right. Tonight's question is easy for you guys. I'm probably going to mess things up, but hopefully it's easy for you guys. It's what is the best non-polymer semi-automatic handgun? If you were going to go out tomorrow and buy a semi-automatic non-polymer gun and you didn't own any guns, what would be the first one you get because you think it's the best? It's your favorite one. I want to hear. And I'll start us off. I think most people won't be surprised by my choice because people know I like Berettas and I like SIGs. So they're thinking it's either going to be a Beretta 92 or a SIG P229. And you know, you're pretty much right, except I'm going to throw a little curve here. I almost said my Langdon Tactical Beretta 92 LTT because I love that gun, but I'm going to say my Beretta 96 Brigadier with an EFK Fire Dragon 357 SIG barrel. A 357 SIG round in a Beretta 90 series gun. How could you get better? I mean, I was tempted by some other guns, high powers, FNs, you know, the CZ 75s, but you just can't beat the 90 series Berettas, the way they look, the way they function, etc. And when you get the 96 with a 357 SIG barrel, I think you've got the best non-polymer semi-automatic handgun you can get. Now let's go see what other people say. I think I'll be really surprised by all these answers over here. Aaron talks firearms. This is not going to make sense to people who are just watching this video tomorrow. They're not going to know how badly I screwed it up twice. For revolvers, the Kimber K6 double action, single action. I believe he's right about that. K6S double action, single action. And for semi-auto, which is what the topic is, but I hadn't told him yet at that point. CZ75 P01 compact. If you're a man, 1911 and 10 millimeter. Absolutely agree. The P01 is awesome. Also, if you're going to get a 1911, get it in 10 millimeter. If it's for self-defense, 10 millimeter 1911. If it's just for the historic, you know, value of it, well, you can get 45 ACP. Just don't get 9 millimeter, unless, of course, you have a vagina. And even then, it can't be a very big vagina, or else you'd be able to handle better. So get it in 10 millimeter if you get a 1911. I agree with his choices there. John Heasley said SIG P229 in 357 SIG. Very good choice. That was like my second choice of what I think is the best. So he's almost right. Because like I said, awesome gun. Can't hardly beat a SIG. They're just excellent duty gun, carry gun, home defense gun, range gun. It'll do whatever. And with a 40 barrel and a 357 SIG barrel, you can shoot 40 and then have 357 SIG for carry. Plus 357 SIG is even more expensive than 40, believe it or not. Practical Bacon says, my non-polymer semi-auto carry is a P229 in 357 SIG. Can you tell a lot of us think alike in this chat? That we have a lot of the same experiences and share a lot of the same interests? Go figure. That's why they're following my chat, I guess. It sure isn't the professionalism, that's for sure. John M. Mandrick said SIG P226. He went a little different. He went the SIG's P229's older brother. So a lot of people wouldn't be able to tell the difference between two of them, to be honest. I liken the 226 to the Beretta 92. They're pretty much shoulder to shoulder, and the 229s with the 96. So if that makes any sense right there. So excellent choice. Ghost Shadow says, hard to answer that one. My government 1911 Taurus PT92 or one of my Walthers. I have a P38, P1, and P4. That would be hard to choose. The Walthers are pretty cool. I think they're very cool guns. So they might be your favorite just for cool factor. And the Taurus, that was an excellent gun. I had one till I took it back to West Virginia one time to carry it while I was there. And my nephew took it because he turned 18 and wanted a gun. Just like how my stepdad stole my F57 when I went back. He used that as his work gun. He climbed trees with Asplin for a living. He was a tree topper. So he thought that was a perfect gun for carry at work. So, you know, it's good for medium-sized game, people, everything. It's lightweight, accurate. So he loved that gun. And now that he's passed on, I don't know who's got it. My nephew probably has it. Or one of my cousins. Adam Jacoby said the Beretta 90 series is the best non-polymer EDC. It is indeed. I agree. I'm not going to argue with you. The 90 series are awesome. You won't get a fight with me about that. Better than high powers, better than the SIGs, better than just pretty much a CZs. I agree. Mike White chimed in here, who's been a WAP man. He's been in my WAP for 25 months. He's probably getting all wrinkly now. My Beretta 92 FS Inox made in Italy is the best as far as I'm concerned, and I agree. I got one right there, and it is not only one of the best guns I own, it's one of the most beautiful guns I own. How can you be much more beautiful than an Inox Beretta? X Adam 1 just said no for no reason. I think he disagrees with our choices, so he's throwing a little tantrum. Well, we'll just ignore his tantrum. He's not getting rewarded for a tantrum. We're not giving you your binky for that just because you're acting out. You could get a timeout. Tim Allen, Beretta 92, 96. Another vote for the Berettas. Looks like the Berettas are doing pretty good. SIG following them close, if not beating them, according to the votes here. Mr. Furley said Smith & Wesson 5906. Excellent choice. An unusual one I didn't expect to see tonight. I always like to see things on the list I didn't think of, and that's definitely one I didn't think of. I think those guns were ahead of their time, to be honest. I think Smith was on to something. They were just about 10 years, 20 years too soon. Felice Shanice says, kind of like my Beretta 92 Elite LTT. That was almost my favorite one. That's an excellent choice. Hard to have a better gun than that when you take one of the best platforms and then you get someone like Langdon Tactical working on it. That's a marriage of two good things. So you end up with something great at the end. I agree 100%. Dale Riggedy said, I got nothing on this one. I found that hard to believe, but he's probably forgotten about most guns. Well, he's probably forgotten what the topic is. That's probably why he's got nothing to add. X Adam 1 said, just no. He's still at it. Everybody just ignore him. Richard Wilson, Dan Wesson DWX compact optics ready. That's one of those guns I keep going back and forth on. I see it, I want it. And then I go home and I rationalize why I don't need it. So then I don't want it. Then I go see it again, and then I want it again. And then I go through the whole process again until I see it again. And there's one at Sporting Systems with the red grips and the red trigger and everything, and it is beautiful. If I still had my red and black Camaro, I think I'd buy it just for that. Well, if I had the money. But would you give me the money? Somebody out there, you want to loan me the money? It's not cheap. I think it's like $1,300 or something like that. Micah D says, Colt Gold Cup Light, I'll take my fat and slow. And we're not going to make any jokes about his preference in women with that comment there. But yes, nice gun. And it is 45, so I wouldn't say it's optimal for self-defense. But, 1911, it's a Colt. It's lightweight for carry. So, it's got a lot of things going for it. Eddie, I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Nowacki. That shouldn't be, like I said before, that should not be a last name. Walther PPK, although I do agree 100% with his choice. That's a gun I think a lot of people overlook because it's a small gun. But not only is it culturally significant, the James Bond is part of the zeitgeist. It's got a rich history, the German guns, and it's a little tack driver. People underestimate how accurate that gun is. It's blowback design, 380. So it's kind of a decent, hefty gun, so it handles that blowback recoil pretty well. So comfortable gun to shoot. And the newer ones with the bigger tangs, they don't slide by it or nothing. So I think that's an awesome choice. I think it's one a lot of people overlook. I didn't think I'd see it on the list, but I'm glad I did. X Adam 1 says, class, the correct answer is Glock. Whether we like it or not, it can be customized to not be a Glock and actually be fun and actually be good, I guess, too. That's true. You can make one non-plastic. You could buy metal frames for them. They sell the aluminum frames now for these. So that is an option. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. It is. It's just like how I got the SIG AXG. That could count as a non-polymer semi-automatic gun, even though it's a P320 with an aluminum frame. Johnny Mandrake says SIG P226 in 10 millimeter. Does he know something I don't know? I don't think John Mandrake. Well, I bet he knows a lot of things I don't know. I've forgotten a lot of things in my old age. And I've had a lot of concussions. Have I mentioned to people I've had at least 8 concussions in my life? I have. At least that's known of, from riding BMX and motocross and being a goalie in hockey because I couldn't skate. So I had to be goalie because I wasn't a real good skater. I mean, I could skate, but I couldn't skate like some of these guys. Like I couldn't turn and flip and spin around and all this other stuff like they could. I was always chasing the crowd. You know what I mean? I ended up being a goalie and took a couple pucks to the face. So he probably knows a lot of things I don't know, but I don't think that's something he knows I don't know. Go Shadow said Beretta 90 series in 460 rolling. Okay, now we're just getting silly. Fire Goozy said CSXE series. Oh, he's just trying my patience. Between the 12 and 15 round and 17 round magazines that come with it, it is the most versatile non-polymer carry duty gun. That gun was just a shit show when it first came out. I have not tried the E series. He says that it's much better now. So I'm going to have to take his word for it, but I think he's just yanking my chain. If you're going to yank on something, don't yank on my chain. Actually, don't yank on anything. You probably got really rough hands. Nobody wants a rough handy. Sparks 68 says open carry M1911A1 concealed carry Walther PPKS. Two good choices. Both of them actually mentioned before, except for the first person mentioned the PPK, and then he's saying the PPKS. So he's got an extra round. For those of you that never know what the difference is between the PPK and the PPKS, PPKS has a longer grip frame, actually has a rear tang, and holds an extra round. The PPK has a wraparound grip because it doesn't have a full grip frame and has one less round, and it's shorter. So that's the difference. But that's everybody weighing in today. Thanks, everybody, for giving me your choices there. I can't find a single problem with any of it. Well, except for one. But thanks for weighing in. And those of you out there in the YouTube world, what do you think? What's your favorite semi-automatic non-polymer handgun? What do you think is the best one? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want to weigh in on one of these topics in person, come to one of our live chats. We do them every night at 6 p.m., except for Wednesdays when they're at 7 p.m. So come on in, stick around for the open chat afterwards where you can talk about whatever you want, ask whatever questions you want to ask, suggest whatever topics. Feel free, come on in. Hope to see you at a live chat soon. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. 92, or I fucked it up again. Oh, God damn it. Let's get this done right.